Welcome, everyone. My name is Christy Peters. I'm the current president of the Rotary Club of Olympia, and today is the honorary 22nd annual Rotary Nichols Awards program. This is a joint program between our club, the Rotary Club of Olympia, and the West Olympia Rotary Club. And I'd like to start our program by inviting Bob Whiting to give the invocation.
President Christie, honored guests, Rotarians, please join me in a moment of thanks. With our friends beside us and no person beneath us, with the bonds of Rotary between us and our fears behind us, and no task beyond us, with a thirst for knowledge and the certain expectation of a polio-free world, we are thankful for the future we share. Amen.
Amen. And John Thunheim, could you please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Hello, Rotarians and guests. Please join me in the pledge to our flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And Bruce Sanders, could you please lead us in the singing of God Bless America?
Without instruments, with great voices, right? God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Thank you. That was fabulous. Assistant District Governor Pat Beeler, could you please lead us in the four-way test for Rotarians?
Please join me in saying the four-way test of the things we think, say, or do. First,
is it the truth?
Second,
Is it fair to all concerned?
third,
Will it build goodwill and better friendships?
and fourth.
Will it be beneficial to all concerned? Thank you. You may be seated. And typically at this time in our Rotary meeting, we welcome all of our visiting Rotarians, so Rotarians who are not part of one of the two clubs, the Olympia Club, Rotary Club of Olympia, and the West Olympia Rotary. And we do have some visiting Rotarians. And Gretchen, can you please introduce them?
Good afternoon. I can't sell tickets today, but I can sell this phone. Who dropped their phone? Nobody wants to claim a phone? No, leave it up here.
Wow.
That's interesting. Okay. They didn't want to pay for the phone. Okay. The visiting Rotarians I have today, we have Mr. Bob Lovely from South Puget Sound, and his real name is Troubleshooter. Mr. Patrick Beeler, South Puget Sound Land Surveyor, and the Assistant Governor. We have Cassandra Parlee, Capital Centennial Lean Manager. We have another attorney from Lacey, David Snyder. And now I have a question. We have Mark Olson, Sunrise, Pharmacy. Where is it?
Sebastopol, because we're going to be doing
Oh,
California.
San,
Sebastopol, California, Sonoma
okay,
County.
thank you. Sebastopol. Okay, that's it. He's coming up with a flag.
And when we have guests that come from outside of Thurston County or different state, and sometimes even from a different country, each club has their own banner, and we like to exchange. So I say thank you to Sebastopol, what is it, the Sunrise Club, so you guys probably meet really early, right? And then, so after the meeting, I'll hand you the Rotary Club of Olympia, and welcome. And with that, it's my pleasure to introduce the West Olympia Rotary President, Paul Simmons, who will be introducing the program.
Well, hi, everyone. My name is Paul Simmons. I'm the president of West Olympia Rotary. I'm very happy to be here, and what an honor. My job is to introduce the head table, although we just introduced almost the whole half over here. So just a real quick recap. We got Pat Bueller from the South Puget Sound Club. He's also our assistant governor. We have Cassandra Parley from the Capital Centennial Club. We have Dave Schneider from Lacey. We have Christy Peters here, who's our wonderful host from the Rotary Club of Olympia. Myself, Paul Simmons. Coming over this way, we have our special guests, Carolee and Dick Nichols, and I've been told that the 20 years that we've been hosting the Dick Nichols Awards Luncheon, or the 22 years, Carolee has been to all of them, which is one more than Dick. So with that, we'll introduce Steve Henderson and call you on up here. And Steve has been chairing this event also for 22 years, so he's right up there with Carolee. Thanks, Steve.
Thanks, Paul.
Thank you. Welcome, everybody, to this, the 22nd year of the annual Rotary Dick Nichols Award Luncheon. Thank you to all the Rotarians, students, parents, relatives, teachers, and school administrators who are attending this special scholarship recognition event. Today, we recognize 14 outstanding students chosen from our 7 high schools, which are Black Hills, Capital, North Thurston, Olympia, River Ridge, Timberline, and Tumwater. We began these awards 22 years ago in 1997 and have paid over $200,000 in scholarships. Each student here today will receive a $1,500 scholarship paid to their college. I'd like you to look to the tent card on your table, which has a list of our sponsors. And if we didn't have sponsors, we wouldn't have any money. So let's recognize our sponsors: Hawks Prairie Rotary, Lacey Rotary, Olympia Rotary, West Olympia Rotary, Heritage Bank, Hotel RL Olympia, Olympia Federal Savings, the Olympian, Thurston County Television, and our associate sponsors, Adams Real Estate, Dan Bershauer Mediation Services, Law Lyman Daniel Kammerer and Bogdanovich, PS, Robert L. Perlow, Tumwater Rotary, Twin Star Credit Union, and West Bay Marina. Those are our sponsors. Please join me in recognizing our sponsors. Also on your table is a tent card which has all of the past winners back to 1997. 22 from each high school, boy and a girl from each high school. So it's pretty impressive when you see all of those winners back 22 years. We give these awards for 3 reasons. First, this is the only citywide scholarship award for high school seniors that brings together the cities of Olympia, Lacey, and Tumwater as one community. When I grew up in Spokane, which was back in the dark ages, there was a citywide league, and we all competed against each other. So all the high schools in Spokane plus the Valley competed against each other. There was great rivalries and great community spirit. And I think the subtle goal here is that maybe sometime, we will have a city league, and all of these high schools can compete with each other and have that kind of fun and energy in our community. When I say community, I mean Olympia, Lacey, and Tumwater. The second reason is that it gives us a chance in person to meet and honor these outstanding students and witness what they have achieved. These students are not chosen by Rotary. They are chosen by their high school. If you could imagine an outside group like Rotary trying to figure out which were the outstanding students. So we leave it up to the high schools to pick their outstanding students, which they have done all of the past 22 years. The third reason I think we have this award is to honor Dick Nichols, a supporter of our young people in this community, and for many years a sports broadcaster at KGY Radio for our local sporting events. In addition to the scholarships, each of these students will receive a special recognition award today for their achievements. The Rotary clubs represented here offer a perfect forum to bring together our sponsors and community leaders to honor these outstanding students. And the PowerPoint that has been circulating today also tells the history of our event over the past 22 years. So what are we recognizing today? Three things. First is outstanding academic achievement. We are looking for good grades, students with good grades in difficult subjects, advanced placement, international baccalaureate classes. Secondly, we are looking for outstanding athletic achievement from these students. We recognize those students whom their teammates look up to. Many play multiple varsity sports, are captains of their teams, and are voted most inspirational. And third, we look for outstanding service as volunteers at their school and in our community. Volunteering is so important to Rotary, and it's important to our community and to our country. But what's the hidden message here? The hidden message is perseverance. That's how these students have been able to achieve their success. Perseverance is defined as the steadfast pursuit of an objective. We've all had big dreams, and you have achieved those dreams through perseverance. Rotary dreamed big 35 years ago. In 1984, there were over 200,000 reported cases of polio in the world. 200,000 in that 1 year. And that had been the trend in all those years prior to that time. I remember when I grew up, many of you will recall stories on the television where they had iron lung machines, where these people were trapped in these iron lung machines to help them breathe. So Rotary International had a meeting, and they said, we're going to eradicate polio. And there were people that said, you're crazy. You can't do that. Look at all the countries in the world, undeveloped countries, that have citizens who have polio. And Rotary said, we're going to do it. And you know how many cases of polio there are this year? 3. From 200,000 to 3. And we didn't do it alone. Obviously, we had the Gates Foundation that jumped on board about 10 years ago and certainly helped us and gave us a boost. But we persevered, and look what we achieved. So we're celebrating today perseverance not only from Rotary, but from these outstanding students. I'd like to briefly introduce our committee. And if they could stand briefly, who are here: Teresa Dean, Sandy DiBernardo, Ryan Betts. Ryan, where are you? There he is. Mark Boyer. Mark is here from the Downtown Club. And Neil Falkenberg is here. And also Dale Kammerer was part of our committee. So please recognize our committee, if you would. So now please join me in recognizing the person who we asked 22 years ago to lend his name to this event, and he certainly agreed right away to do that. Dick Nichols.
Thank you very much. I think we should give another round of applause to the Rotarians in the committee, but mostly the head honcho here who has really put the vision and the effort into this. And Steve, I think we owe you a debt of gratitude, and your committee as well. So let's have a nice hand again. And my wife, well, you probably, maybe you don't, but you're going to find out anyway, wonder why she's been to more of these than me. Well, one year, this was before, these were in my pre-dementia years, I thought, and I scheduled a road trip with two friends of mine to go to the Halls of Fame or something like that. John Halverson is in the audience. He was one of the culprits. And I got it scheduled, and we had our flights and our car reservations, hotels and everything, and I was pretty committed to that, and it happened, I actually scheduled that without looking on the calendar when this event would be. So anyway, but my wife came on my behalf and brought a guest speaker, John Kiley, and but they did invite me back, and I appreciate that. Seriously, I'd like to thank the Rotarians for continuing this scholarship program as an investment in youth and in our nation, and really thanks for the deep honor that I feel for having this award given in my name. This is a humbling experience for me and for all of us, and this is a really great day, not just this beautiful sunshine, but great because all of us here are literally meeting our future in the 14 young men and women that we celebrate. My remarks are for them, but you're all welcome to listen in. I'm sure you scholarship recipients are aware of how fortunate you are, or perhaps privileged, as defined in a recent, very thoughtful article by New York Times columnist David Brooks. Brooks wasn't alluding to a special social class, but rather to the fact that fortune shines on you and that you should appreciate it. You have the gifts of intelligence, physical prowess, and you are supported by your family, friends, and advisors who have loved, nurtured, and cared for you so that you have opportunities not only for enriched lives, but to help make the world a better place. Much has been given to all of you, and much is expected in return. I hope you paid some attention to, or we'll take a look at the four-way test of Rotary International that we all recited, and the organization's motto, service above self. I want to focus on that for a few moments. Now, none of us is naive about the world that we live in. Sorry to say, not everything is pretty or rosy, and there are times when we probably wonder what on earth is going on and how on earth we're going to survive the turmoil. But at the same time, much good is being done by people like all of us, but the attention is always on the negative. Yet there is a tremendous power in each and every one of us to have an impact on the future if we have the vision and the will to just do the right things, to make ethical and moral choices, to live by principles that will inspire and motivate others to join us. You honorees, as members of teams, have had a unique chance to learn many lessons for life: loyalty to your teammates, goal setting for the group, taking responsibility for what you do, being accountable for who you are, learning how to deal with the certainty of adversity in your life, and even more important, learning how to be graceful when you're successful. It's not easy to win and be graceful, and that's a lesson we all need to learn. And these are attributes that give you the power of one. which is the title of Bruce Courtenay's very strong novel, which was set against the evils of apartheid in South Africa. It's a tough but great read, and I highly recommend it to you. Now, we can all identify individuals who, through their faith, belief, and sheer will, have altered the course of history. Jesus, Martin Luther King Jr., Mother Teresa, Joan of Arc, Mohandas Gandhi, Abraham Lincoln, Carrie Nation, Nelson Mandela, Helen Keller, Stephen Hawking, and then just recently with the death of a great ex-First Lady, Barbara Bush, we found out what grace is like in a life in her lovely saying, believe in something larger than yourself. And then there was a high school senior in 1979. Her name is Tammy Jo Schultz. She went to a lecture about aviation, and the speaker was a retired colonel, asked her if she was lost. And she said no. He informed her there are no professional women pilots. Well, on Tuesday of last week, a lot of people flying to Dallas were pretty darn glad that Captain Schultz chose not to accept that final word from the colonel. She was piloting Southwest Flight 1380 when the engine exploded, blew out a window, and fatally injured a passenger. She stayed firmly in command, had to put the plane into an emergency crash dive, and landed it without incident with cool nerves at Philadelphia International Airport, and then went out to talk to the shaken but grateful passengers. Her history speaks to why the right person for the job was actually on the job that day. Air Force recruiters didn't want her initially, so she found someone in the Navy who'd talk to her, and she became one of the Navy's first female fighter pilots and one of the first women to fly a Navy FA-18 Hornet. She's married. Her husband is also a pilot. They have 2 children, and here's a great quote from her. We endeavor to teach our children to be leaders, not lemmings. And this is especially important when it comes to making the right choice when the crowd is pulling in the other direction. These are examples, and there are many more that you could think of, who inspire us and have done great things through the power of one. But each one of them was just a human being of flesh and blood, but something inside of them gave them the individual power to make a difference. Now, a critic named Ian McCarg once observed that in society, money is the measure, convenience is its cohort, the short term is the time span, and the devil take the hindmost is the morality. Now, there may be a tiny shred of truth in that very cynical comment, but it is not a truth we should embrace. McCarg's glass is half full. Ours should be full. A wiser commentator was my church high school advisor, youth group advisor, who told us in a youth group meeting one time that we are like a fire. And he said what a fire is fuel and energy, and it's kept alive by the fuel and the energy. But if you notice that if that doesn't continue, the fire will dwindle. Eventually it will become a bed of coals, and when that last ember goes out, there is no fire. And he told us that it is up to each one of us to keep that fire of humanity alive, not let that last ember die. We are the energy, the fuel, and the oxygen that the fire needs. In conclusion, I think we do well to go back 40 years and heed the words of author Robert Fulghum, who wrote a wonderful little book you should read entitled All I Really Need to Know I Learned About in Kindergarten. And this is what he said in the summary about his book. Most of what I really need to know about how to live and what to do and how to be, I learned in kindergarten. Wisdom was not at the top of the graduate school mountain, but there in the sand pile at Sunday school. These are the things I learned. Share everything. Play fair. Don't hit people. Put things back where you found them. Clean up your own mess. Don't take things that aren't yours. Say you're sorry when you hurt somebody. Wash your hands before you eat. Flush. Warm cookies and milk are good for you. Live a balanced life. Learn some and think some, and draw and paint and sing and dance and play and work every day some. Take a nap every afternoon. I got that one mastered. And when you go out into the world, watch out for traffic. Hold hands and stick together. And be aware of wonder. Words to live by, and my church advisor would know with that his fire is still alive. Thank you very much.
And that is why we named the ward after Dick Nichols. Now we're going to have everybody take your position. And the idea is that the Rotary presidents are going to line up in front of the front area here in a line. Dick is going to be right here. Teresa's going to give us the awards, and we're going to start introducing our students. And when the students are introduced, come forward, stand between the banner and Dick Nichols. He'll give you the award, and then turn around and face the audience, and I will tell everybody about a little snippet about what you've achieved. It's also going to be on the PowerPoint, so you can follow it there as well. We're going to do this in alphabetical order. Girls first. Black Hills High School. Ellie Hirotaka. Ellie has a grade point average of 3.8. She's a 9-time WIAA All Academic Award recipient, 3-time member of the National Honor Society, sophomore, junior, and senior class president. Athletically, she participated in golf for 4 years on the varsity, 4-year team captain of her golf team, 3-time first team all-league. She was also on the cheer staff, most spirited, 3-time most inspirational, 2-time state competitor. Ellie volunteers with the Olympia Cops and Kids Foundation, activities, Shop with a Cop, and School Supply Drive, and she also is serving as a Lake Fair Princess. She also hosted movie nights for sick children at the Ronald McDonald House. She plans to attend Whitworth University in Spokane and major in political science. Please recognize Ellie Hirotaka. Now, I should mention that once you're done, Ellie, you have to, all of those chairs over there are reserved for all of our winners. So at the end, we are going to take a group picture with all 14 students. Next, from Black Hills High School, Caleb Evans. Caleb has a grade point average of 3.5, and he is the student body president at Black Hills High School. He received the Advanced Placement Scholar Award, and he took AP Calculus, AP Language Composition, and AP U.S. History. He's an Eagle Scout, and athletically, 3 years varsity on cross country, 3 years varsity on track and field. In track and field, he was a 2A track and field state champion in 2016 and 2017, and a 2-year all-academic award winner in cross country and track and field. Volunteers as a cameraman and video director at the Church of the Living Water and a worship leader at the Church of the Living Water, and was named their Volunteer of the Year. He plans to attend Abilene Christian University and major in computer science. Please recognize Caleb Evans. Next, from Capitol High School, Ellie Potts. Ellie has a grade point average of 3.82. She's an academic All-American, International Baccalaureate Diploma candidate, and ASB Vice President. Also a member of National Honor Society and their Vice President. She was a 4-year varsity participant in soccer, 4-year varsity in basketball, and 4-year varsity in track and field. She has 12 varsity letters in her 4 years at Capitol High School and received 4 inspirational awards. She volunteered coaching Little Cougars basketball and assisted coaching Olympia United soccer team. She plans to attend Western Washington University in their honors program and major in environmental engineering. Please recognize Ellie Potts. Next, from Capitol High School, Chase Vandeveer. Chase has a grade point average of 3.795. He's an academic All-American all 4 years and had a perfect attendance award his freshman and junior year. Athletically, 3 years varsity football, 2018 All-League Honorable Mention, 2016 Cougar of the Year Coaches Award, team captain his junior and senior year, and also varsity track in the throwing events. He volunteers as a mentor for the Special Olympics at his high school, at Tumwater High School. I got that right, at Tumwater High School, but you went to Capitol High School. That's great. Imagine that, going to a high school and then volunteering at another high school. Assistant coach for 7th grade Thurston County Youth Football League football team, and a camp counselor for the 5th graders at the Cispus Outdoor School. He plans to attend Washington State University and major in criminal justice and pursue a career in law enforcement. Please recognize Chase Vandeveer. Next, from North Thurston High School, Josie Kirk. Josie has a grade point average of 3.68. She academically, she is a member of the National Honor Society and the WIAA Team Distinguished Scholastic Award winner. She maintained above a 3.5 GPA for all 4 years. Athletically, she participated 4 years in varsity soccer. She was the team captain her junior and senior year, 3A South Sound Conference First Team Midfielder, and the Olympian All-Area First Team Midfielder Award recipient. She also was 2 years varsity basketball her freshman and sophomore year, and an HEART Award recipient voted by her teammates and coaches. She volunteered at Special Olympics in soccer and basketball. She plans to attend Yakima Valley College and major in nursing. Please recognize Josie Kirk. Now we have a special event right now because Gunnar Nielsen, who is the next recipient from North Thurston High School, his mother, Janice Nielsen, is here to accept the award for Gunnar. Please come forward.
You wouldn't think her name was Gunner, would you?
No, you have to come back and go through the drill. No, wait.
You gotta take care of that.
That's right. We do. Gunnar had a grade point average of 3.68. Academically, was a 4-year scholar athlete for basketball and a 3-year scholar athlete for golf. So in golf, he was a 4-year varsity team captain all 4 years and the 2017 SSC tournament champion. In basketball, 3-year varsity starter and 2018 most inspirational player. He volunteered at North Thurston Boys Basketball Ramp Camp and United Basketball District Tourney as a referee. He plans to attend Pacific Lutheran University and major in business and finance. Please recognize Gunnar Nielsen. Just part of the fun that parents have to go through, right? Next, from Olympia High School, Natalie Stagnone. Natalie has a grade point average of 3.963. She's an AP Scholar Award recipient with distinction, 2017 Math Student of the Year, completed 11 AP classes. Athletically, 3 years varsity tennis. She was the team captain her senior year, undefeated during the regular season, and first team All-League. Also, 3 years varsity speech and debate participant and president of the debate team. He qualified for state in impromptu speaking, expository speaking, and congressional debate. Now that would be an interesting experience to have. She volunteers with Big Brothers Big Sisters, president of Bear Crew 2, where she led a diverse group of individuals with and without disabilities. She ran assemblies, meetings, conferences, and promoted inclusion around her school. Where are you going to attend school? Not sure yet. Interested in a school in California. That's probably because of the weather, I would assume. Which could be Stanford or some Ivy League school. And you plan to major in neuroscience. Please recognize Natalie Stagnone. Next, from Olympia High School, Noah Peralta. Noah has a grade point average of 3.821, academically 4-time honor school student, and a 4A WIAA academic state champion for baseball and wrestling. Athletically, 3 years varsity football, 2017 honorable mention, All-League, and 2017-2018 team captain. 3 years varsity wrestling, 2015 most improved, 2018 most inspirational, 2017 to 2018 the team captain. And in baseball, 3 years varsity, 2015 Most Improved, and 2016 Coaches Award. He volunteered with youth as a youth sports assistant coach, youth football scout for TCYFL teams, and a youth football bear camp helper. College is Gonzaga University in Spokane. Plans to major in chemistry and pursue a career in dentistry. Please recognize Noah Peralta. Next, from River Ridge High School, Madeline Retzlaff. Madeline has a grade point average of 3.861. She's the student body president at River Ridge. She's a basketball academic award recipient for 4 years, tennis academic award recipient from 2015 through 2018, and a member of the National Honor Society. Athletically, 4 years varsity basketball, 3 years varsity tennis. She volunteers at the Unified Basketball Partner Program as a coach player to special needs kids and elementary school mentor to 3rd and 4th grade students at Seven Oaks Elementary. She plans to attend the University of Washington and major in engineering. Please recognize Madeline Retzlaff. Next, from River Ridge High School, Cato Canizo. Cato has a grade point average of 3.96. He's the valedictorian of his class at River Ridge High School. Athletically, 2 years varsity cross country and the team captain, and 4 years varsity swimming and team captain. He was a state swimmer all 4 years. Also 2-year varsity track and field and the team captain. Volunteers as a math peer tutor, which he has done for 6 years, and started a triathlon at his school. He plans to attend the University of Washington and major in human-centered design and engineering. Please recognize Cato Canizo. And he plays trumpet, too, in his free time. Next, from Timberline High School, McKenna Hansen. McKenna has a grade point average of 3.4, and she is a Scholar Athlete recipient. She participated athletically for 3 years on the varsity in track and field, first team all-conference for women's 100 meters, second team all-conference for women's 200 meters, first team all-conference for women's 4x200 relay, and first team all-conference for women's 4x100 relay. She was also 2 years varsity on the soccer team and 3 years varsity in gymnastics, and she was 8th in the state for the team all around. She volunteers at Thurston County United Soccer Coach and Timberline Unified Basketball and Soccer teams as a helper and assistant coach, and also Safe Place Winter Warmth Project. She plans to attend Central Washington University and major in biology with an emphasis in pre-med. Please recognize McKenna Hansen. Next, from Timberline, Michael Barnes. Michael has a 4-point grade point average, 4-time Distinguished Scholar Award, National Honor Society member, and he's bilingual in Spanish. Athletically, 4 years varsity football, is the team captain, 2017 South Sound Conference League MVP, 2017 Olympia All-Area Player of the Year, 2017 TNT and All-State First Team Defensive Back, East-West All-State Football Game Player. He's also 3 years on varsity track and was the team captain and member of the 4x100 school record in 2015. He volunteers for the Blazer Youth Camp volunteer coach and is a reporter for their school newspaper. He plans to attend Montana Tech School of Mines and Engineering and become a petroleum engineer. Please recognize Michael Barnes. Next, from Tumwater High School, Madison Fields. You go by Maddie, right? There you go. Maddie has a 3.9 grade point average. Academically, she's a member of the National Society of High School Scholars and received the Evergreen Conference All-Academic Award. Her freshman and sophomore year, she had a 4-point grade point average during the sports seasons, and her junior and senior year with a 3.9. She's listed in top 10% of her class. Athletically, 3 years varsity basketball, MVP and first team All-League and top leading scorer in Thurston County. 2 years varsity cross country and a state runner for both years, and girls team qualified in the top 10. And 1 year varsity tennis, 2 years concert choir as well, and 1 year majoring in the piano, chosen for adjudications to showcase in a recital. She volunteers as a personal caretaker for a senior couple during the summer of 2016, Olympia Food Bank volunteer, Salvation Army volunteer, and Tumwater Basketball Kids Camp coach. She plans to attend Biola University and major in nursing. Please recognize Maddie Fields. And from Tumwater High School, CJ Gathers. CJ has a 3.95 grade point average, top 10 Academic Achievement Award, Rotary Youth Leadership Award, Mount Baker Association of Washington Student Leaders Award, and Washington State University Regents Scholarship Award. Athletically, he was on the varsity for 4 years. In basketball, he was the team captain, league most valuable player, all-academic award recipient, and single-season point record holder. He volunteers at Tumwater basketball camps as a coach and activity director, Swiss camp counselor, youth counselor for descendants of Swiss immigrants, teaching culture-related activities, woodworking, language, Swiss wrestling. Now that's interesting. Going to find out more about that. Music, dance, food preparation, and team building. He's also a student body judge, sees that order is maintained and participates in the development of school activities at his high school. He plans to attend the University of Puget Sound and major in biology. Please recognize CJ Gathers. I neglected to introduce Teresa Dean. She's going to tell you about the awards that they've received, and then we can collectively recognize all 14 of these students for their achievements. Teresa.
Thank you. And wow, what a great group of students. So congratulations to all 14 of the winners. I'd like to share with everybody what's in their award portfolios because it takes quite a bit to put these together for them, and hopefully there'll be a memento that they keep moving forward. And in fact, one year, one of our past scholarship winners came back. He had been, let's see, I think he had graduated and was in his career, maybe 4 or 5 years into his career, and he still carried his award portfolio, used it for all of his business, and in fact, it had, I think, fallen off the freeway. It was on his car and fallen off, and he retrieved it because it was so important to him. No pressure. You don't you don't have to keep it that long, but just in case. Anyway, it's a Rotary portfolio, so it does talk about service above self and the tenets of Rotary. But also inside are some congratulatory letters and certificates from the school principals, from some coaches. We have parent letters. We have and a special message from Governor Inslee as well. And I wanted to take a minute and read that because I think it really shows the importance and just such a great recognition to all of you for everything that you've done up to this point and everything that you're going to do moving forward as well. So, greetings from the Governor, April 23rd, 2018. I am pleased to extend warm greetings to all of those attending the 2018 Rotary Dick Nichols Awards ceremony. Congratulations to each of this year's recipients. Since its inception more than 20 years ago, the Dick Nichols Scholarship has recognized talented high school seniors who exemplify exceptional achievement in academics, athletics, and community service. I applaud these students for their commitment to excellence, and I hope they will continue to approach life with the same level of energy and zeal that has brought them to this point in their academic careers. Students, I encourage you to take full advantage of the many higher education and training opportunities available to you. A bright future awaits each of you, and I am confident that you will go on to accomplish great things. Again, congratulations on an honor well-deserved, and please accept my best wishes for continued success in the years ahead. Very truly yours, Jay Inslee, Governor. Congratulations.
I think now you realize what an inspirational event this is and why we think it's so important for our community. Again, I say community, Olympia, Lacey, and Tumwater, to join together and recognize these outstanding students. So can we all rise and give them collectively a hand and congratulations? We just have to have pictures real fast, and then we're adjourned. You want to adjourn?
I just thank Dick Nichols, his wife Carol Lee, Steve Henderson, the committee, and with that, we are adjourned.